Yo, welcome everyone. Yes, karibuni hapa nyinyi nyote. Mumekaribishwa kwa hiki kipindi cha Lens Afrique. Welcome everybody to Lens Afrique, where if you're starting out to create content that you can use on your social media, here is your place to be. Yes, so last week we looked at how you can instantly improve your content for church. This week I actually thought about it and I got some good feedback from it. And I thought maybe I'd make it more personal in the sense of maybe you're starting out and you don't know anything, you don't have any gear, you don't have any equipment, and you're a church, and the lockdown has forced you to go digital. So you're trying to do your best, but you don't have people to help you shoot, you don't have any type of gear to do. Maybe you just have a phone and maybe a cheap tripod and a ring light or whatever, like anything that you can grab on. So this week I wanted to tell you just 5 things that if you work on, will make your content look way better, more professional, and it will instantly look better, like it will be helpful. So the first thing we're going to talk about is lighting. So basically, lighting is everything. You with cameras you can't expect to shoot and shoot in a dark place and expect that you will get good content. So basically, pay attention to lighting. Pay attention to lighting your space. If you're shooting, like now I'm shooting an evening, I'm close to a window. I would have decided to go back or shoot at another place which is dark, and my camera would have not picked up the light better. So if you're in a house, make sure you're closer to a window or any source of natural light. If you're not, get some bulbs, light up the bulb in the room, put any artificial lighting that you can to light your subject up. The other thing about lighting is that don't let the artificial lighting or the natural lighting be too harsh. So if you're shooting outside, probably what you need to get is something that can filter the sun, or shoot in the shade. One, you can shoot in the shade. Never shoot in direct sunlight. It will just make your video have a lot of highlights and shadows that you can't even edit afterwards. Basically, so if you're out in the sunlight, look for a shade or look for a filter that can filter through the sun. The other thing is that if you have these ring lights and artificial LED lights in the room, just ensure also that you get a filter that can filter through the light. Harsh light never makes the picture that you want to capture look amazing. So second thing is shoot in tele and not portrait. So what I mean is that I see people shooting with their phones just in portrait mode. Like when you hold your phone like this, the way you normally use it, if you take a picture or a video, if you take a picture or a photo in that state, what happens is that when you're editing, what it will do, it will occupy in the middle, like here. You just occupy this middle space. So there'll be black space on this side. Unless you're shooting for TikTok. If you're a TikTok person, or and even Instagram stories have allowed you to do vertical tele 16:9 videos. So unless you're shooting for TikTok or for your reels, just ensure that you're shooting in 16:9, not 9:16, so that you are able to be able to edit and to look good and it will be interactive. Because if someone is watching YouTube and is watching it on their TV, remember they need to watch it in a normal TV mode. You don't want them to be watching something at the center. The third thing I think that we need to look at is audio. So like today, I'm shooting in my house. I'm using the camera audio, but I normally should have my my microphone, which is not working today because I just forgot to buy batteries. But if you can buy a microphone. Buy this one, is like 2,500. It helps you capture audio better. If it's for your phone, there's a normal smaller mics like this one. Just a simple mic like this one will help you capture audio better. It's a 3.5 jack, so it's the normal 5 jack that is used for your phone, so it will work better. So if you can, please ensure that you have a microphone to capture your audio. The other thing that I wanted us to look at, which is the fourth thing, is your background. So basically right now I'm shooting in my bedroom. It would have been just because you can actually see my bed in the background, but what I've done is I have some decor behind, and then I decided today to switch on my lampshade to give an effect of the background. So what you want to do is think of your background, think of your foreground, and think of your subject. And the fifth actually thing is I want to talk about is subject. So 4 and 5 is think of where you're placing yourself or whatever you're shooting, and the background. Does the background complement the person, the subject? And basically it's normally called composition, but I don't want to use hard words because you're starting. So you have to think about, always think about, does the background complement the foreground? Is it helping the subject to look better, or is it helping the subject? Is it distracting from subject? So I normally see people shooting in front of a window, so there's a lot of light coming from the back, and the subject, when the subject is kind of dark, so you have a lot of highlights behind you. That background is not helping the subject. You need to have a background that always helps the subject. Let me put in a bonus. Yeah, so one of the things that you also need to put your head into is knowing camera settings. I feel like most of us, we tend to just point and shoot. We never think how can I, and everything is on auto mode. You need to put your camera on manual mode and be able to shoot on manual mode. What that helps you is that you can be able to use the settings to your advantage. For example, if I'm outside, what it means is that the lens will take in a lot of light, and I need to lessen the light that is going through the lens. So with the f-stop, the ISO, and the aperture, I can be able to the shutter speed, the f-stop, and which is the aperture, and the ISO, I can be able to manipulate my camera and my lens to what exactly I want to capture. So if it's in a dark space, I can be able to open my lens more through the shutter speed and the aperture, which will help me get more light in, and I can adjust my ISO to get a better lighting situation. What happens is, if you're shooting on auto, you normally get a predetermined, like your camera predetermines what you're going to get, so you can't even improve on it. And because when you're editing, you can actually do some changes like color grading. You can change your footage to look better in editing. So you really want your settings to be set up for your editing. So if you do this couple of things to your video editing skills, your video and your footage will absolutely look amazing, much better. And once it looks way better, you'll have more interaction and more engagement on your video. Thank you for watching. See you next week hapa tu kwa hiki kipindi chetu in this program ya Lens Afrique. Nice having you. Woohoo! Thank you.